This is one of those shows that talks about new launches.
This is our first show, and it's going to be very unusual because instead of just giving you the overview or introduction, we are going to throw a bomb with our top 6 concerns or worries about this project. So no holds barred, very honest review. Some may like this structure, some viewers might not like. So just give us a comment whether you like or don't like. Leave us some comments and give us some feedback. Yep.
Yeah, we prepared some questions that I thought is kind of a bit more honest and a bit more grunt about the kind of concerns people have of Normanton Park.
Normanton Park is going to be the biggest new launch in 2021. Total about 1,800 plus units. So it's going to be the second largest condo in Singapore. The first one being Treasure at Tampines. So this is going to be a very exciting new launch with very attractive price. 1 bedroom from about 7xxk. But there are a lot of concerns revolving about
Wait. What's the difference between staying in a big estate and the one with a smaller one? Is there an investment difference? Is there difference with regards to how you can sell them and how much you can sell them?
It's going to be a long or big topic, but in simple English, just that for big projects, anything above 500, I would think it's a big project. Big project naturally will have more facilities. So people who like facilities like swimming pools, function rooms, karaoke rooms, you will like big projects. But there are also a group of buyers or residents who like quiet, serenity. I don't want to be too crowded. I'm okay without the swimming pools and everything. So between big and small, other than if it's for own stay, it would be a personal preference. But in terms of investment, personally, I would think that a big project would be easier to rent out because it commands a kind of there's a brand name. More people know about that project.
Is there a problem with big projects having too many similar units and then it doesn't give that value to each individual unit? Does it come into play? Is that one of those things that people
are you worried about the renting out?
It's one of those things I've saw online, and then people were talking about whether it's not competitive enough. Like if you're in a small kind of estate, then there's only uniquely 1 or 2 types of.
Your concern will be covered in our topic number 3. So you come to that in a while. Yeah.
Okay. Right now we are back to the whole gist of this all. The whole buyer's biggest concern thing. I think it applies.
Top 6,
yeah. We are going to have to add into this, and we are going to have to improve this because this is basically it works for all kind of new launches. I think, especially with regards to people who do not know the area too well, and this is mostly about the external factors. We are not even talking about the internal part, about facilities.
We'll go into the boring detail factual part later on.
Because
this is the juice.
Yeah, this is the juice of it all. This is the essence. This is the Viagra of it all. Right.
It's actually right next to Kent Ridge Park, beside Science Park. So maybe I zoom in down for you. So this is a picture. It's just a project that's not near MRT, to be honest. But there's a lot of it's near to nature. A lot of greens and water bodies itself.
Well, the top 3 pictures there, I mean, you have the NUH, you got the Science Park Drive, and then you got the Alexandra Hospital. I think these 3 places itself means that there's kind of a lot of currency for rental. It looks like it. But Science Park, there's also Science Park 1 and Science Park 2.
Yes.
Is it close to
it's
Science Park 2?
It's actually next to Science Park 1. Science Park 2 is it's all in the vicinity, but it's literally next to Science Park 1. So if you ask me, if I close my eyes today, I'll say that the buyers for own stay, those people buying for own stay, will buy this because it's really near to nature. It's as far as they can get to nature. Then for investors, you're buying because you're eyeing the tenant pool. From NUH, Science Park, NUS, even the One North.
Legends say that Clementi is really investable because of the same demographic that's hanging around Science Park and all those things. Because there's a lot of high-tech industries, there's a lot of kind of science labs and all those things. We are talking about the same demographic, are we?
Right. Plus I think about Clementi, the big draw point will be the One North area, where there's a lot of high-techs, media companies, biomedicals, which we'll talk about that in the later slides. Right. But before we go in details, let me run you through the details. Okay, so these are the boring facts, so just bear with me. This is 1,840 units of condo units, 22 strata house, 8 commercial or retail shop itself. So it's a big project, second largest as I mentioned earlier in Singapore. And because of the no sale license, they have started constructing the project. So you're likely to TOP in Q2 2023. And one thing to note is that there's this 80-20 rule, meaning that for the whole site coverage, right, about 20% are dedicated to building, that means the towers. About 80% are dedicated to the green landscaping. And there's a total 9 towers that's elevated, that means there's no first floor. So this is a breakdown from 1 bedroom to 5 bedroom types, terrace house. I won't go in details, but in short, right, the majority will be 1 to 2 bedrooms. So it's kind of like a very inclined towards investors. Okay, there's even 8 retail shops, 1 designated as restaurant, 7 shops itself. They are for sale as well. This is a big project as mentioned, greenery outside Kent Ridge Park or the nearby forested area, and inside also a lot of water bodies. Notice that they try to push the buildings to the boundary, so there's more landscaping or swimming pools in between. Okay, it claims to have more than one.
Is that a swimming pool? The
Yes,
blue part?
yes.
That's huge though.
Yes, very big. Yeah, very big. There's one 150-meter pool, 2 tennis courts, more than 100 lifestyle facilities. So as I mentioned earlier, 80% landscaping, 20% site coverage. So it's a big, huge project.
Yeah.
So where are we? So this is a map that will show right beside Kent Ridge Park. Okay, there's a lot of other parks as well. West Coast Park, Hot Park, Telok Blangah Hill Park, and we are next to the future Greater Southern Waterfront City. Beside the park view, I mentioned there's a sea view. So in future, when all the Tanjong Pagar, all the container ports are cleared, you have a better view of the sea itself. You can have a high-rise living, landed living, and shop and dine.
How many stories are we talking about?
24 story. 24 story.
24 stories.
One of the highlights is that there'll be a beacon of light on the 9 tower itself. This is like a light tower inspired because it's supposed to highlight that, hey, this from afar you can see that this is Normanton Park. Now we're now touching on the most exciting part, is the pricing. So this is a price guide offered by the developer itself. So you have a choice. Lowest price, sea view, park view, science park view, to help you save your time. For those interested buyers, when you select, you have to have an idea of what you want. Do you want sea view, park view, or is it must have? So that we can cut out the rest, the units that are not your choice. The lowest price about 7 XXK. So it's pretty attractive. You really can't get a new launch at this price with so much greenery and a big project itself. Yeah.
Now we go to the first one. Number 1, no sale license. We've got to say, I have no idea what that means, and I have no idea the significance of this, because you have a land, you build, it takes a couple of years, and then after that you sell.
Right.
What is the difference between a no sale and a sale license?
Right. In the normal circumstances in Singapore, when the developer bid for land, they usually take about 1 year to plan and get approval from the government to build their new project. And once you get approval, usually within 1 year from the land bid, they will start to sell the house. They will sell and build at the same time. So for no sale license, based on Normanton Park, the truth is that they issue a no sales license, meaning that they can't sell. They can only sell the units when it TOP. This is a big impact, because that means that you have a big impact on the financial and cash flow of the developers, because you can't recoup back your money during the time when you're building.
Is it to do with the developer's financial situation that there's a no sale license, or is it because it's a government regulation to a specific piece of land?
For that, right, there's a set of question and criteria that the government set, but for specifically for Normanton Park, it's more because they have contravened some rules before for the previous 2 projects. So government is a bit concerned, to be honest. So they slapped a no sale license on that.
So it's something precautionary.
It's precautionary to make sure that, hey guys, make sure they show me that this is up to par, up to quality, then I give you a license. So they will issue a no sale license. By right, they only sell when it TOP. If you happen to pass by nearby Normanton Park, you can see that actually started construction. You can see all the pillars and the structure are already out.
Okay.
So I think they have met a certain criteria, so the government now allow them to sell. This is the second time in Singapore that a developer got issued a no sale license. Second time, not the first time. It's a big concern. but we'll go into details in the later part of this show. But anyway, if you are overly concerned, after we talk about this topic number 1, you can skip the rest because some might be concerned, some might not be concerned, but some might see it as an opportunity. So it really depends on your own conclusion.
Essentially, it doesn't affect any kind of investment thing, right? I mean, if I were to want to invest something, is it something to put people off? Has
yes,
people been
it's
put off?
putting aside this no sale license, a better reference would be like, for example, some people like buy from reputable developers like CDL.
Yeah.
In the market, CDL, wow, it's good, it's quality, but you got to pay a premium. So there's this segment of buyers who are very concerned about quality. They want to be assured, so they go for CDL. So this group of buyers who are so-called CDL fan will likely be concerned. Okay. So what happened was that Normanton Park was en bloc in 2017, right? So they got approval from the government in 2018. But because due to some of the historical reason, there were some complaints from the previous 2 projects. So government is a bit worried. So they actually issued a no-sale license for this developer itself. So what this means for the developer is that if you get a no-sale license, you cannot sell your units before TOP. That means you must build and complete until everything is done. Then you can get your sale license and sell your units. That's very strict.
Well, that means it's very tall for a developer.
Yeah. So now, because after a lot of hard work, they have convinced the government that, hey guys, I've met all your requirements. So the government has granted them a sale license eventually. So instead
the developer is Kingsford Huray.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So for them, right? So right now they are able to. It has been a 2 years delay from 3 years from en bloc, 2 years from the day they got approval in 2018. But this is going to be launched on the 3rd of January 2021. So it's a delay for 2 years. So it has been quite a
lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of time.
A lot of delay. Yeah.
So right now it's on everyone's mind. So to me, it's going to be an interesting project because there'll be people who are worried. Although they've got the license right now, although they've gone through all the stringent checks, and they are also given the buyers assurance that two things that they did to try to buy back the confidence of the buyers. I'll show you the next slide itself. So this is what I explained. In 2018, they were granted approval, but they also granted they were given a no sale license until now. So this is some history itself. Okay. One thing that the developer did to win back the heart or the approval of the government, right, is that they got this MCC Land, also a public listed company, as a main contractor. Before they got this no sale license because of 2 previous projects which they had their own subsidiary as a main contractor. For this time around, they appointed MCC Land as a main contractor. So you might ask, who's MCC Land? MCC Land has a lot of other projects in Singapore as well. So they built most recently is Queen's Peak. Buyers who are familiar to the east, they probably know Santorini near to Tampines itself. Poise Residence is in Potong Pasir. Poise Residence is a mixed development. Northway in the north as well. The Alps also in Tampines. Queen's Peak will be in District 3 near to this Margaret Drive, that area. Or the
What
Queenstown
is
MRT.
this chart kind of put upon? Is that is it the scores of which BCA has given them?
To be honest, in details I don't know, but this is just a scoring point by BCA.
Okay.
It's something like your PSLE result. There's a T-score, but this is a so-called T-score equivalent for BCA. This to gauge how well your quality of your building is.
Energy saving and stuff, right?
So this
how
is
green.
it's more of the safety and the how are you able to meet the standard of BCA? This is equivalent of the PSLE T-score.
Sure.
So what happened was that the developers worried. They got this bad record. Being Singaporeans, we all know that, got bad record, we will be worried, we'll be xiang here and there. So we are trying to be very honest and open right now. So what they are trying to do, step number 1, they appointed MCC Land, which has a good track records, to build the whole thing itself. So they're not being themselves through the subsidiaries. So this is kind of a assurance. Hey guys, I'm getting a neutral third party. What Normanton Park developer is trying to do, right, is that they have committed to the buyers that they will get before TOP, they will get this 100% this conquest scoring system for Normanton Park before TOP. They're aiming for 100%.
Right.
Yeah, so this is kind of assurance for them. So, but well,
Looks like a high standard.
this what I can say is that the developer is quite worried, or it's fair to be worried about whether this project, this no sale license will affect the sales. I think it will affect. So they've come up with remedies to assure the buyers. But having said that, I'm sure there'll be there'll be a segment of buyers who are still worried. So if you're still worried, then don't go for it. It's very simple.
Sure,
it's like during the COVID period in a March April period, the stock market is going downhill. So there are buyers who went in the market to buy, to wipe out the shares, everything.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But also there are a group who are worried.
Bargain chasers.
No, right. It's
Right.
like a bet. If you are very worried, then this may not be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned about this. It's called the quality mark QM. Yeah. So these are some technical points, but I won't go into details. Just briefly. So you get a merit for 98% above, excellent for 99%, star 12%. So these are very technical. I won't go into that.
Oh, that's useful.
Okay. Just to assure the buyers.
It's an official
Yes.
reply from the developer.
For-
because of the no sale license thing.
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Okay.
So this is the official reply to all agents about the developer. So in short, in gist, it's about the same thing. They have convinced the government that, okay, guys, you are all right to sell after 2 years of delay. I see that you probably have pull up your socks, you dye your parts, you meet my criteria, so I'll give you license to sell. So this is the so-called, they have done a lot of hard work to win back the hearts of the government, or at least meet their criteria. Yeah. So this official reply. If you want this detailed information or the article, you can just PM me or send you this article. At the end of the day, if you ask me, for my honest opinion, some of my fellow colleagues, them agents, are also worried. Hey, can sell or not sell? I think to be fair, the developer will worry more than us because they got 1,800 to sell. So they have to do their best to bring back the approval from government and also the confidence from the buyers. So I think to me, to be fair, they have done quite a bit of homework by appointing a third party, MinCon, and all the assurance from all the information release. They've done a part. So now back to the buyers, whether you think that this would be a safe buy, a good buy, or is it a worth buy. What's on the buyer's mind would be that even if you're near MRT, you're near good schools, but if you're worried about the quality, then the rest are not important. But having said that, my view is that if let's assume that there's no sales license issue, likelihood is that the developer will price the selling price, eventual selling price higher.
Yeah.
So with this issue, question to yourself, the test web question, if you're thinking of buying Normanton Park, the question to you will be, would this be a good buy? If you are overly concerned about quality, nobody can give you a 100% guarantee because all these are commitments, but no one can guarantee.
It's kind of the future.
Yes, the future.
Because it hasn't happened yet.
But I believe that this issue of the no sales license has kind of a limit the high side or the ceiling, or limit the price that the developer wish to sell. If I can sell this for $1 because of this issue, maybe I have the price lower to make it more
bargain
attractive.
hunting,
80 cents,
especially
90
during this time, I think.
Yeah. So no wrong or right. You think that this is I don't want to play 100% safe. I'll go for a CDL kind of a project. No problem. So I'm going to pay a premium.
I suppose this no sale thing doesn't really affect me as much.
It will affect some.
But whether it affects loans from banks,
no, it will not.
things like that, nothing like that.
No issue. This will be everything will be as per because right now they have got a license to sell. So everything will be as per normal as a normal project sell.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been in. Well, it can't be in consideration anymore because now that the government allows them to sell, that's all right already. I mean, all the floodgates are open already. So. And they already kind of paid their dues, and I think that's pretty much like a new slate, new clean slate. Yeah, I
think to me, the government, meaning the URA and developer, will be more worried than us because right now they are on the radar of a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
So you have to work doubly hard. I mean, you are a bad boy. You have been penalized. You have to work doubly hard to bring back the teacher trust.
Yeah.
So I think it's up to your own personal preference. So we have covered the first hot topic, the no sale license topic. So some viewers might like, some might not like. So just feel give us a comment. So for those people who are still interested to explore more about Normanton Park, we'll go on to the next topic, which is not near MRT.
Ooh.
But feel free to give us comments, your feedback.
Yes,
like or dislike is okay. Come on to give us some feedback to help us do a better show next time. Yep. So let's go on to the other
second
topic.
one. I think second one, not near MRT. I think we have to look at the map.
The nearest MRT for Normanton Park would be Kent Ridge Park MRT, which is about 1.3 kilometers away. But anyway, it's the truth. This is not near MRT. And it's not selling MRT. This Normanton Park is about a mega project with a lot of facilities, greenery on the inside, outside, and also a lot
When you
of water
say
bodies.
not close to the MRT, how far is it?
1.3 kilometers from Kent Ridge Park MRT.
Oh, that's not that bad. Lah.
In my own
To and fro, you are talking about 2.4.
In my own
right?
definition, anything within 1 kilometer is considered near MRT. To me, 1 km is the max because as a guide, 1 km route, right, you got to walk about, depending on how fast you walk, between 10 to 15 minutes. If you walk with girlfriend, maybe you'll be slow. But you walk with, just trying to stop to work.
1.3 kilometers. That's X number of bus stops, right? Essentially.
Probably 2 to 3 bus stops. But walking wise, it takes about 15 to 18 minutes as a guide. With safe range. Right. Tenants will likely be from One North or the nearby Science Park. So it's about 1.3 kilometers walk to Kent Ridge Park. Quite a long walk, but anyway, the developer will be providing free 2-year shuttle bus to Kent Ridge MRT as well as a Buona Vista MRT.
Yeah, we are talking about very specific demographic here. One North MRT, that's a very high-tech industry. I think it's not even up and coming. Right? It has already been cumbed.
Right.
It's already been cumbed. I think it's a very kind of a lucrative kind of tenant base. Clearly, this is not an upsell in any way. It's just that you happen to hang around there sometime, and there's a lot of shops there to hang out. It's a little far for my liking, but I think it has everything we like.
It's a trade-off, I guess. You want to come back to a laid-back city by itself garden city.
Yeah, and then well, look at this. It's 2-year shuttle bus to Kent Ridge and Buona Vista MRT. I suppose this 2 years is going to be quick to pass, but in any case, I think that's the closest township we have.
We can't change the fact that MRT is not nearby, but I guess the profile of buyer for Normanton Park will be likely buyers who drive and you want to drive back into, let's say, a garden home city, a garden home after hard day's work. So they have cars, and now with a lot of Grab services and a lot of online service like RedMart or NTUC online, I think if this Normanton Park were to build, say 10 years earlier, I think it might be a big problem. But now with the popularity
kind of
of
Grab
online
culture,
Grab, online shopping, and after this COVID, we are so used to online. And I think this trend of working from home will still remain partially, not entirely, partially of the whole thing itself. So if imagine working at home in a garden home, it'd be quite nice.
I feel like people who are already working around the neighborhood is going to kind of like this kind of arrangement. It's great. I mean, it has a very, like I said, it has a very specific demographic. Yes, you could say that it has a very specific. You have a very nice rental kind of demographic around that area.
We'll talk about rental in the next few topics, but one thing for sure, I'm for sure that if you're adult buyer and you're going to live with your mommy or daddy, our aged parents, they probably complain because our parents are probably used to near
wet
market, everything, and not near MRT. Because for supermarket, you have to travel maybe to nearby Cold Storage at Star Vista, which is at Buona Vista MRT, or NTUC at Kent Ridge MRT. Even nearby Science Park, there's a lot of eateries there as well.
Yeah. Well, these are those things. I mean, if you really like this is the way to go. I feel like because I kind of live in a place where it's relatively it's not kind of surrounded by amenities, but then I get the benefit of kind of quietness.
I think profiling is important. I mean, no point telling that this is for everybody. To be honest, this is not for the for typical mom and pops who are so used to wet market. So I think profiling is very important. This project might be for you.
Well,
might not
on
be
the
for
other
you.
hand, if the mum or pups drives, this is what
Yep,
people
if you drive, then it's not an issue. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Every day when you walk around your neighborhood, the scenery and the quietness, the sereneness, is a personal choice. And these are those things people pay for. You pay for the neighborhood. You pay for the quietness. You pay for the serenity. Because if you want anything else, there's always some other place to get it.
In conclusion, if you're looking for near MRT condo, maybe Normanton Park is not for you. But feel free to text me if you want to know any MRT condos that's near MRT. I can give you a recommendation of a few others as well.
Number 3 on the list, we have the Ulu factor. Well, judging from this map, we got a pretty nice idea of how long it takes to go from one place to another.
All the time are in by drive, so just bear in mind.
Drive. I feel like the one of those key elements people have to find out is the CBDs. How far away from the BDs? From the look of it, it's 11 minutes away from the BD, and then there is 3.5 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes from One North.
Drive, yep.
Drive, and then it says 10 minutes to the CTE and the ECP, and 10 minutes. It's relatively
So
alright.
if you happen,
It's a lot better than I imagined.
actually, in there's another question also that will be on people's mind, but it will be covered in the same topic. Is that is Ulu can rent out? Also, people might be concerned. Such a big project with more than 1,800 units can rent out. You'll be in this category. So we'll touch on that later as well.
Right.
Nearby shopping, biggest shopping will be Vivo City, the area itself. Yeah.
Oh, it's huge.
Yep.
Really big.
Okay, talking about Science Park, which is next to us. So this is a potential point where a lot of people ask, hey, this is not very near to MRT. Can you rent out this project? So I think the strength about this, the rentability of this Normanton Park is that it's near to a few big tenant pool area like Science Park. So Science Park is I won't go in detail, but it's basically there's two, Science Park 1 and Science Park 2 itself. So there are a lot of big companies in this park area itself, like AT&T, Avaya, Applied Materials. So these are the traditional big boys, even ASA are there. So you have a ready tenant pool from there. Tenants like to live near the place. So if this is a big project, more than 1,800 units with a lot of facilities, okay, in my opinion, and the fact is, a lot of tenants will be attracted to new condo with facilities and all modern facilities like aqua spa, you can bicycle lots, everything. So tenants will appreciate new innovative additions. So this is I won't go into details, but basically this is the tenant pool from Science Park. Okay, NUS, I don't think we need to introduce about that. Asia Best University, so we are next to NUS. I'm familiar because I graduate from NUS Business School, so it's just quite
NUS outranks Peking University. That's surprising. Oh yes, Well, NUS, I feel like if anything else, it's its own industry on its own. There is so many faculties. There is so many students. There is so many students that's going to rent, and there's so many faculties that wants to stay around the campus. So I think that's a good plus point.
There's more than 50,000 students and staff from there, so that's a pretty big pool from there as well. Yeah, right. So your potential pool of tenants will be likely researchers, engineers, specialists, professors, R&D professionals, and analysts. All these are always considered high-profile tenants. So that I mean, sometimes when we do rental for clients, honestly, sometimes I'll say that I'll appreciate a better profile tenant more than taking from a tenant who is less favorable profile. But we can offer them a lower price for high-profile tenant because they'll take care of your house for you. Yeah, and they pay on time. That's pretty important. Yeah. So these are the more high-profile, better, more preferred tenant pool itself. Yeah.
That's an investment call, I think. As long as you know your demographic, and this demographic has a healthy flow of this demographic. So especially if you've got a new estate, it's
so
pretty
beyond walking distance from your Science Park, NUS, NUH, you have the nearby tenant pool will be One North. This is I think I don't need to introduce too much about this place. It's basically a high-tech bid for this high-tech company, biomedical, media, big boys are there. So this one-off big companies are like Shell, MediaCorp, Unilever, INSEAD.
Oh, really? Walt Disney is there. Wow.
Yep. So a lot of big boys are there as well. There's no primary school within 1 kilometer radius, but you attract people who wants to be near NUS, Singapore Poly. In terms of supply, there are not many condos nearby Normanton Park. So we can only use nearby of equivalent size. Like the one I can think of is Interlace. So 2-bedroom rental between 3.2 to 4.3K. So let's use a lower end to be conservative. 3,002 for 2-bedroom, 5,000 for 3-bedroom. So likelihood, Normanton Park has a majority 1 to 2 bedrooms. So I guess you can use as a guide, but that's purely as a guide. Interlace is pretty nearby with about 1,040 units. Yeah, it's won some big design award before because of the interlocking Lego bricks like.
Oh,
design.
that's the kind of a white and black one. I think it has
very
kind of a
blockish and
yeah. No, that one has like it's covered in a lot of magazines.
Yeah, it is. It's an award-winning architecture for Singapore itself. Dilliden, nearer to the Farrer MRT. So more to the Holland side itself. Dilliden, also a big project, about 1,700 units itself. So 2-bedroom going for 3,007.
That's pretty close to Normanton, right?
I think I can use this example to allay the fears of a lot of buyers. A lot of people have this worry. Hey, if I buy a big project, 1,000 units, wow, when it's TOP, can I rent out? Honestly, when you TOP, normally for big projects like Normanton Park or even Dilliden, you TOP in phases. That means, okay, block 1 probably in January, block 2 and 3 probably in February. They'll space out. So not all will get the keys together because it will be best. So when you phase out, right, the TOP time is different. But still, they will TOP within a period of time. So for a start, likelihood with a launch of 1,800 units ready for rental, yeah, you might face a lot of competition. But that's the initial phase. But for big projects, it does attract new tenants because people will want new condos and with facilities. So big projects will have a bigger brand name fame. Just like in Singapore, if you talk about Orchard Road, foreigners will probably know Singapore as Orchard Road because it's the most famous place in Singapore.
The novelty factor.
Novelty factor.
Yeah.
So you talk about in the West in future, Normanton Park is going to be the number 2 largest project or condo in Singapore. So basically in the West, he's number 1. So it will be a brand name to a lot of people as well. So I'm not so concerned about rentability. It's just just how much. Just maybe when TOP, don't bite on the price too much. Like that's according to market price, and be a more friendly landlord to the tenant. You get pools, and that's my experience. Yeah. So I don't think rental is a problem because you already have the big tenant pools from the NUH, NUS, Science Park, and whatnot itself. Yeah, but this price are just a guide because it's not TOP yet. Yeah, but rentability shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So one north residence, in one north, 1-bedroom is going for 2,003 on the lower side, 2-bedroom 3,000. Yeah, so all these are good gauge. So I'm not so worried about rentability. Yeah.
Right.
Because Singapore will continue to be an open society, and we have this target, so-called target of growing a population to 6.5 to 6.9 million population by 2030.
Well, Normanton has the advantage when it comes to high-tech workers, especially those that's working around the neighborhood. I think that's kind of something that you can kind of game on that. You can kind of gun on that.
Yep.
I think.
I think a lot of in my line of work, a lot of people ask me, hey, if can I rent out my condo? Is it hard to rent out? To me, I believe that if Singapore will stay open to foreigners, which we have to. If the day we stop welcoming accepting foreigners, be it work pass, EP or PRs, I think we will go downhill. So we have to remain open to foreigners to beef up our population and beef up our talents, especially in this post-COVID new normal era.
Yeah,
We have to fight to elevate our competitive advantage by
I think
getting more.
it comes down to also kind of regional and international kind of influence. It makes the 1-bedrooms even more attractive because then you know you got a certain demographic. If you are in a place where there's not so much industry, then you're talking about the possibility of renting out a 1-bedroom. But now, as I see it, it looks that there is a lucrativeness when it comes down to 1-bedrooms because industry. You know, because industry are present and there'll always be people who's going to rent them.
I guess
these
if you
places.
ask me for my opinion, between a one bedder and two bedder, I'll get two bedder because it's like I mentioned, 进可攻退可守. But of course, why you choose a two bedder, a one bedder over two bedder is because of usually a budget constraint. It might be your first condo, your first step into private property. So it's just a small step. Eventually, don't treat like it's your eventual last goal. It's like when you buy a gentleman or lady buy a first car. It could be Honda, Toyota. Eventually, I think you dream of driving Mercedes, BMW, even Maserati. So doesn't mean that you buy this Toyota, this will be a final eventual car. So look about it as an investment. Buy a one bedroom, invest for 3 to 4 years, one TOP.
Basically, to optimize the choices you can have
Start small.
after,
A one
after
bedroom,
you sell. Yeah.
start small. 700K is a less daunting investment because it's less money. If it is your first private property and I ask you to invest 1.2, 1.4 million, you'll be, wow, my God. But anything below 1 million, 700K is really one of the entry price for you to try out.
If you can afford it. I always feel like essentially it just comes out to your final price tag. Whatever the PSF is, I'm always thinking that it comes down to a final price tag. If it's cheap, but if the numbers are too big, there's always going to be the element of
The joke is that when I show my client at show flat, I remember I showed this lady or family. I show her 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, all the way to 5 bedroom. So from 1 bedroom and to the 5 bedroom, her comments will be how good, how. I said, Madam, of course, how lah, because it's big, everything is good, and you come with a lot of staff, like even private leave. But when you put houses, the price get bigger. So of course, if budget is not constrained, go for the 5 bedroom. Go for a strata house. But because we settled for the 1 or 2 bedroom, it's because of budget constraint. And it could only be temporary because you're buying, if this is your first foray into investment, into private property, 1 bedroom can be a good start. Yeah, if you believe that Singapore will be open society to foreigners, to expats, then 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom, there will always be a demand.
At least you can have the family play. You can sell it to a family. You can rent it to a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of useful to think of. Yeah.
I think a lot of people over worry about 1 bedroom. But my take is that if given a choice between a new car and a resale car, which one will you choose? If budget is not constrained, you go for a new car. But why do we go for a resale car? And resale car market is quite healthy, or there's a lot of demand for second-hand car because it's a budget constraint. So one day, can you imagine the Straits Times in 2016 reported that Singapore property prices might go up to 2,900 per square foot average by the year 2030. 2,900 per square foot average by 2030. I repeat.
That's not long. That's like a decade away.
So eventually, if the price of the per square foot or the quantum of the whole house get too expensive, you got no choice to settle for smaller. It's just like people from Hong Kong. Do you think they want to stay in a small, crowded, and very squeezy place? Because it's of the price, no choice. So if given a choice, our age parents will not want a 2-bed 1 bath, but it's still to constrain. We settle for 2-bed 1 bath. We like years back, I cannot believe that we will buy clothing or shoes online because we haven't tried the size. But now it's so common that people buy.
I've never been a fan. Like I always felt like, which is why it kind of comes back to the discussion we had when we were coming out of the topics. We wanted one topic to be the closest you can get to buying toilet paper. I think like the most reasonably priced way to getting toilet paper, to use it to gauge your new property. And I thought that's probably a good place to gather. But because otherwise you got to wait 2 days to get something. But now it's kind of different. The millennials are thinking of it very differently. Location no longer is always going to be about convenience. Location is about the quality of stay one has. So I thought that's a pretty different kind of a mindset, especially if you know that you're going to sell to somebody or you're going to rent to somebody from a generation that comes after you, especially the young ones. Especially what we are talking about is the guys who are in their 30s or in their kind of their early 20s today. We're talking about that demographic, I think. So yeah.
And you have a lot of maybe single bachelor in the One North NUS Science Park. So I think one bedder is a good bet for first property.
First investment, yeah, I think that will work.
I guess that covers up this topic. Yep.
Right, now,
Any comments?
number 4.
Any comments? Just feel free to leave your comments for us.
That's
or
true.
feedback. Yeah, right.
That's true.
So back to your number 4.
Yeah, growth potential, and it's not even a dirty joke. Look at that. Master plans. Always good to start from there. Master plans.
Okay. A fair question is basically trying to ask, can I make money if I buy and sell within 3 to 5 years? 3 years is a minimum window period because there's no stamp duty. So growth potential. A 3-star question, a fair question. We should touch on that as well.
Legends say that I got to agree that growth potential has a lot to do with neighborhoods as well,
Yes.
right? I mean, I would be right to say that. And then it will have to be about the industries around and whatever schools and amenities are around.
It's linked to school, but it's more linked to, are there, in my own terms, are there any grass patch of land nearby? Because if there's grass patch, that means they can potentially build something over there. Are there plans to build something over there? Yeah.
It means more novelties.
More future. It's more like future plans that's not realized yet. But you know that you'll be there, given time, 10 to 20 years. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's growth potential. And growth potential is also got to do with growth potential really comes by when there are new buyers that would want to pay good price, good money for your for your flat, right? I mean, essentially it comes down to this. Or people who
because everyone just wants to buy a house, live in it, so-called rent-free, and then one day you just sell it out and make profit. That's wish list of everybody.
Basically, two items, really two items.
It's to understand it as
rentability and the sellability.
In simple English, right? It's like I tell you, hey guys, I'm going to build MRT next to your home, but it's going to be ready only in 10 years time. So this is growth potential. The MRT is planned, but it's not built yet. So there's a growth potential. Just using that analogy would be a good example to talk. This is a master plan. This is from URA. So what happened was I look at this GPR 2.1. That's the plot ratio for Normanton Park, the one in dotted red itself. So in future, right, there will be 2 designated new roads that will cut down to the south. That means cut through Kent Ridge Park, and then one more road going down is marked in red over there itself. So that means there will be new roads. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, master plan is you just go to URA master plan, you look at the color scheme. Okay.
Oh gosh, wait. Future roads.
Yes, new roads. This is South Buona Vista. This is down to Kent Ridge. Yeah. This will lead you down
that
to.
We are getting closer to the MRT as well, right? There's MRT
even after you open the road, the nearest MRT will still be Kent Ridge MRT. But just that this open the road down to all the way to Haw-Par-Villa MRT that range.
Oh yes. Across the mountain, I think there's a kind of a hill down there. I think.
So I just briefly mentioned about colors. The one in greens are earmarked as forest or green areas. That means basically it's nature, right? So this will be untouched. The blue part will be all the so-called commercial area. So this beige color part will be more like for residential. You notice, right? Okay, this is a Google Map view of Normanton Park. This is Normanton Park. From Google Map, it's still the old Normanton Park. The buildings have been torn down. So that's I wish to bring your attention to across the AYE, across the road, the one in blue color. This is currently a forest, but there are plans. There are plans to build this into more projects in future. Okay, I'll touch about that later. Okay, I want to bring you this very nice scenery on our. This should be the east side of Normanton Park. This has a history. These are the old conserved heritage house, and I believe that these bungalows used to house this piece of land was told. I was told that our old British colonial masters actually live here. They built these houses, so there's a lot of
the black and white kind of.
So what I'm trying to say is that this plot of land, all these are low-rise, historical heritage landed properties. No way they'll tear down, conserve. So that means this view will stay.
Relatively unblocked.
Basically, because these are 2 to 3 story high bungalows, and for Normanton Park, remember, it's elevated from the bottom. That means your first unit will be 50 meters above ground.
Oh yes.
So likelihood you clear all this. So you have good views. It's quite rare that in Singapore you have.
Even on the second floors, I think you're pretty high.
Yes. So it's quite rare that from Singapore you have 4 side almost unblocked or near unblocked view itself. So this is the east side. So for those people who want some unblocked views, east side is will be quite of the attractive facing.
And the one that works for me is actually on the left. I think that's the sea, right? That's the sea view.
Sea is on the sea will be the south side. Okay, I'll go on. Okay, as I mentioned, right, this is the forested area, and this is green color. But according to the UR plan, they will carve out this into a few segments of parcel of land for developments. What this means for Normanton Park, right, is that these are future residential. When future these are earmarked, but not the land are not sold yet. So we all know that the land price will keep on increasing in future. So when there's a land for sale in future, the price will rise, and this will have an effect on Normanton resale price in future.
Gradual building up of a neighborhood there.
Yeah. So this forest area, that's right opposite Normanton Park, will be converted into a residential area itself. Yeah. So we call it the first mover advantage, because nearby Normanton Park, within 1K there are not any condos nearby, and on the south of Normanton Park, that's all the conserved houses. So there's no nearby condos. Basically, there's no competition itself. Yeah. Okay. So location, I'm gonna touch on that. Say in terms of future growth, there's this thing about One North extension, Dover Knowledge District. Basically, just an extension of One North to cover more area itself. So this is another growth opportunities. When there's more construction or there's more jobs, there's more industry, there'll be more tenants. More tenants means more people like your unit. More tenants, more higher rental yield will transform into higher capital appreciation. Yeah. So sometimes people might ask me, hey Dennis, I'm buying for own stay. So what does high rental means to me? Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to you directly. But if your area is well liked by tenants, the rental will be high. When the hill higher, investor will be pay higher price, which means one day you will sell off your unit as a resale, it will be worth more.
Yes, like what you mentioned before about which one? Bayfront. No, is it Bayfront?
Bayshore.
Bayshore.
Yeah. Okay, one further down, further away from us is the Greater Southern Waterfront City. I won't touch into details on that, but basically this is our government has big plans for our Southern Waterfront area itself.
Is that near Sentosa?
This Greater Southern Waterfront extends from Pasir Panjang to Marina East, all the way to it will be developed in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's pretty long stretch.
Marina East, isn't that kind of closer to Isn't that closer to Marina Bay?
From the Bay Area, loosely speaking, just from Marina Bay Area all the way to Pasir Panjang. Currently, this Pasir Panjang are all the container ports, terminals. So we remove.
Yes, I think
This whole plan integrates Sentosa and going to be moved Pasir Panjang terminal ports. So from this slide, you see, these are the future plans. When the lease are up, City Terminal lease expire in 2027, Campus Club lease expire in 2021, Pasir Panjang Terminal expire in 2040. So the Pasir Panjang Terminal, the container port will be moved to the Tuas. All the way to west area itself. So,
I have heard. The whole piece is actually kind of belongs to Keppel at this stage, right?
This is a bit far away. Likely it will be beyond 2030. But the thing is that when all these are built, can you imagine? You have this Normanton Park, which is pretty near to this waterfront. So this will be a point. But this is long-term planning. So people who are willing to buy and hold for long-term, this will bring you capital appreciation in the maybe 20 to 30 years itself.
Yeah, this is like almost this is like 2 exits away from Normanton, right? I mean on the AYE Expressway.
And this whole waterfront city, is going to integrate Sentosa as part of the plan. So I think for those who are old enough, we have seen Sentosa being revamped from the early days where it's only accessible by ferry. Then you come accessible by land roads. Then now got a lot of accessibility, and now they revamp the whole with casino.
But then again, we've got to kind of emphasize that this thing is going to happen only after the ports kind of move out, right?
Yep.
I mean,
and I heard that there's news that they're going to see up this area, they become a Pulau Brani area reservoir. I mean, there's plan to give us more supply water over itself.
Oh,
This
wow,
is going
right.
to be quite exciting. So, but it'll be some time. So this, as I said, this will be more long term itself. Right?
Oh, what are we talking about? Like 10 years? 10,
Likely,
15 years?
I think you'll be able to see more things by 2030. But I think it'll be built in phases. So by 2030, you should be able to see something. But it'll be ongoing basis. Yeah.
Sexy beaches
Right.
and great container
So I think,
boats, ships. Yeah.
I think that covers up our topic for this growth potential.
There you go. Growth. Good. Wait, number 5, near AYE.
Not a
Is it
concern
like
for
this?
me because I grew up in the 3-room HDB flat. It's next to the roadside beside bus stop. But this is going to be a big concern for a lot of people who are noise conscious or can't sleep, light sleeper.
I'm a fan of the feng shui, so it really comes down to this. And I would kind of try to kind of have a look at how the expressway kind of cuts into the estate, but it doesn't seem like it's that close to begin with.
You are very noise conscious, then this is not the one. Move on to the next project. So it's different stroke for different folks. So different project for different buyers' interests. So you must buy based on your own personal preference.
From your experience, is it accurate to go and listen to it now? Like go near that area and just to listen about, to go and listen to the expressways and things like that. Is it good to go and find out now? Yeah.
My concern is that if it's concerned, you can just literally go to the roadside and answer. Okay, for the block, there's this block called Block 45 that's nearest to the AYE. There'll be noise. There'll be the developer will be giving some noise cancelling or some structures or some fittings, but there'll be noise. But express noise will be like so this is a consistent noise itself. Yeah.
Sure.
So some people can take it, some people can't. So if you can't take it, then this is not for you. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll go run through the numbers with you, but basically the whole concept, right? The developer elevate the whole development. That means there's no ground floor units. So maximize the distance from AYE. So that's why they put this tennis court right in front to kind of to make sure that the first building, this is block 45. This is a block that's nearest to the AYE. So for those who are very concerned with noise and you like Normanton Park, you can choose the inside. There are a lot of facing, but this block 45 will likely be the most well priced because it's facing the AYE.
The AYE we are talking about is not a bridge of any kind, right? We are talking about just ground road.
Expressway, yeah, ground road.
Oh, ground roads are alright. I'm always concerned if there's a bridge. It kind of elevates and kind of.
But be it bridge or ground floor, we'll be more concerned about the distance. So this is AYE. So approximately, right, block 45, which is this block, is about 105 meters from AYE itself.
Okay.
So this is distance. So whether would there be noise? But I think for this block 45, there'll be additional buffers like double glazed window,
greeneries around between.
It will reduce, but 105 meters is about two Olympic size, the length of 2 Olympic size swimming pool. Yeah. Okay, so these are our length, and beside the distance from the AYE, all the different blocks are well spaced out. Because they try to maximize the internal area, which all these are swimming pool areas, the internal. So all the blocks are kind of built quite far away with good distance and the facing.
They're really optimizing on the views.
Yes.
Right. I mean, they're all kind of looking out.
Notice that all the blocks are at a different angle, which I'll show you in the next slide. They're angled so that give the maximum view. Yeah, right?
So all of them are swimming pool views then?
Yeah, again, these are the architectural brief, or the nearest site will be 80 meter. So actually from the AYE, okay, PL is above sea level. PL, the lowest level for AYE will be 115 meter.
What is PL?
Above sea level.
Above sea level,
it's
right.
technical terms.
Right.
So for the highest point of the AYE slip road will be 116 meter above sea level. So actually it's a bit lower. So for the first level of this Normanton Park, right, the ground level is about 125 meters itself. This is a bit technical. I won't go in details. But the main thing about this whole picture, right, if I were to summarize, from the ground level to all the way to the first unit, right, you'll be about 15.5 meters. So
right.
all the units are elevated from the ground. So you're at least a good taking into consideration about the lowest point of the 116 meter from AYE and the 15.5 meter from ground level, you are basically quite safe to say that you are about 18 meter away above from ground level from the AYE highest point itself. And the good thing about having elevated towers or blocks is that there'll be more winds. There'll be more.
It's more
currents,
windy.
windy,
more
and
windy,
the whole terrain, the whole piece of land, they have a better seamless design for landscaping. You imagine if this first unit has a building, so there's a bit of blockage, but the whole entire landscaping is a seamless design, right? A lot more winds as well as a nicer landscaping possibility.
Bright and breezy.
Yes, yeah.
That's one.
It's a new trend. The new trend. Okay, so that basically covers up the noise. So if you have any other questions beside on AYE noise, please feel to give us some comment or feedback.
Yes, well, it comes down to number 6 then. How to select choice units. I think it's kind of related. If you're selecting choice units and if it affects the view that you want to see and you want to hear every day.
For how to select a choice unit, I won't go into details about the different floor plans because it's quite lengthy and there are a lot of floor plan choices. So if you need me to go through a one-to-one on all the different floor plans, just PM me or give me a call. For this part, I'll be talking more about the views. Because for Normanton Park, be it north facing, south, east, or west facing, there'll be different views. So I'm trying to give you more visual to understand where you're looking from. Okay, this is the first slide, first view. North view. This is nearer to the entrance, or that's opposite the AYE Expressway. This is a north view. So what you see is you see one north, or the Fusion Police, Biopolis, and Media Police. Holland Village, comprises. This is the view that you get from the north side. Now this
doesn't seem we are too far away from the Tanglin Trust School.
I think from visual it's quite hard to gauge, but basically this view is just more that you know where you're facing.
Okay.
Right? So this is the west side where you'll be seeing a Science Park. Science Park 1 is just next to us. Yeah, next to us.
Right.
So this is so-called the Science Park view. Likelihood this is west facing. There will be some west sun. So for people who are concerned about west sun, this might not be the one for you. Yeah, but likelihood if you don't mind the west sun, then I guess the price will be more attractive on this side. This is a west view, right? We want to south view. South view is really the sea view that you will see. So I think if you
this is the $1 million view, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once we mentioned about Greater Southern Waterfront City earlier. So if all these container ports, the cranes are removed, you have better views about what's going to happen. Better view than currently, I guess. Yeah. This few blocks, 53, 55, 57, even 47, 49 will likely and 51 will have a good sea view. That's why all the blocks are angled at different angle to give you better views. So this is a south view.
Right. Which means you can kind of see Sentosa somewhere.
You must clear certain level, I guess. I think the
top few ones.
safe level to clear to have a good sea view is probably 15 floor and above. East view. So this is the part where I mentioned you can't really see from this picture, but there are a lot of those old colonial house that are conserved over this stretch itself. So this is also unblocked views. Yeah, this is a quite nice view. You get east sun but no west sun. So these are likely block. These are the views for block 47, 49, 51. Yeah.
Oh, Vivo City. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So I did a Google Map area view, so you can have a look at this. So from the sky, the area, you see that actually Normanton Park is literally covered, surrounded by greens and water bodies. So it's really a very different area in Singapore where you get to enjoy large greenery around you and be so near to nature itself. Yeah. And you cannot afford to have a near MRT next to you for such. That is not near MRT. Buyers, as I mentioned, would be likely nature lovers. You want to escape back into your own kampong or village or garden home after a long day's work itself.
Yeah, you get, I suppose you get the freshness of the morning sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And the architect design, drawing. So this this is AYE itself. As I mentioned, PL is above sea level. This is a 115 sea level. So as you go up, it's a gentle gradient slope up. Yeah, all 24 story. So you have pools. This is a very long pool, 150 meter pool. Okay, this is a layout of where we are. Okay, the one in browns are the condo unit itself, right? The pink are the strata house, 2-story strata house. Okay, these are the strata house, right?
It's just by the pool, yes.
Yeah, and there's this pool in front, and there's commercial block. Commercial block is this stretch, the one in orange. So there'll be a few side gates here and there, which I'll show you in a while. So these are the commercial shops.
This is the one where the restaurant is,
Yes,
right?
yeah, restaurant, right. Okay, so this is an architecture map as well. It shows you that all the different blocks are anchored at different angles to give the maximum views. Yeah, so it depends on you want park view, science park view, sea view, or one north view itself. So literally these are the facing. I mean, the architect took pains to design this so that you are really giving the maximum view, as mentioned. Cool. Again, this is a picture showing where you will be seeing. Yeah, also the distance. Yeah, to give an idea. Yeah, this is another perspective. The views that you see from the south. Currently, this is more current pictures. They're building already. Okay, this is the north. The one north pictures. So this is just trying to simulate which are the blocks. These red color markers are saying that these are the views that you likely see from these blocks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of the
Just
direction.
indicator.
This is the park view, right?
Yeah. This is a park view, correct? This is the one, the old colonial house. Yeah, the east. Yeah. So just enjoying the pictures. Yep. Northeast, southwest. Yeah. Northeast, southwest. Yep. Okay, again, this is a site map. There's a side entrance over here. This is a B. This is expressway. So this is a B. All right. So this is the main entrance for vehicle. There's a second entrance over here as well. So there's a few side gates. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the range, yeah. So I won't go into detail about this site plan. You need to know more about the site plan, floor plan. Just feel free to give me a call or leave me a message. Yeah. Okay. Done. Oh, I think we've come to the end of the slides. Right. So great job.
Thank you. You know, I did most of the talking here. Right. Yes, excellent. Well, we haven't really tread on the facilities thing,
yep.
but it looks from the artist's impression that there is a tennis court somewhere. I hope.
There's more than 110 facilities, so we won't go into all the detail, but.
Well, we know that there's a swimming pool.
Yeah, there's a swimming pool. There's even half basketball court, 2 tennis courts, very rare 150 meter lap pool as well, 150 meter pool as well. So I think to be honest, if you want just to go through, there are a lot of information on the web to read about what kind of facilities they have, floor plan. These are very easy to read. Okay, just download the brochures from our link below. So just take a look. So I prefer to touch on the more thorny issues or issues that people are more concerned with. But if you need help to go through the floor plans or brochure site map, just give me a call. I'll just be glad to do a one-to-one session with you.
Yeah, I hope we have kind of run through the issues of the thorny issues. I think these are those things that I suppose people would would bother them, but people wouldn't talk so much about. But I think that's a good start. At least we know, well, the rest of the good stuff along with the bad. So I don't know if it's bad rather than, it's kind of a quiet taste.
I think by right, I was told that there should be question number 7, but due to time constraint, we are not able to fulfill all the questions. So leave us a comments. I think one question that should go into this Longhu Park, so-called, should be Normanton Park is not near any primary school within 1K. Is it concern? Yeah, so just to out of the blue, just answer this question. Yeah, it's true that there's no primary school within 1 kilometer radius. So for those buyers buying for kids study, so sorry, this might not be for you. But the good news is that it's near to NUS, near to Singapore Poly. So for those buyers who have kids who are teenagers or who are young adults, this will be for you. So you're just trying to be very honest here to help buyers.
It only gives another reason for your children to come home late, because then they'll say that it's too far away, and then you don't have to come home in time. You see, it works out both ways, right?
So we're trying to do our best for this first show. We're trying to show you the real things about the good and bad about this project. No hard selling, just a very honest feedback and our views. So feel free to make your own conclusion after what we have said.
Yeah, as it should be, I think. Because it's just that, buying a new launch is difficult as it is. Because
So many choices.
yeah, no, and everyone's talking about the same thing because the developer is at this stage trying to control the amount of information that's going to come out. So we have a very limited information, but I think with experience and with enough research, we are able to find out your location studies first. Always think about the neighborhood. Always think about the direction of which you are facing. Then I think that's a good start to kind of configure whether you want to buy this thing or not. Configure your interest. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Like doing your homework. Yeah.
In my line of work, I'm a real estate agent, but I believe that I should give the buyer the best choice. I'm the straight talker who tell you that is this for you or not for you based on your needs and requirements. So yeah, it's a free exchange. So if you have any questions, just feel free to give me a call or give us a some
We
feedback.
always feel like the best investor is one that is the most informed, and I think that's what we are trying to do. And in which case, this thing is always investments are always something that's contemplative. So always do your homework, and that's what we are here for. We're kind of here to kind of organize and structure whatever information is out there. So tune in.
Give us a like and subscribe to our channel if you think that we're doing okay. Support us so that we can continue to make more videos for you. If any videos or topics or any projects that you'd like us to review, feel free to text me or leave us a comment too. Yeah. Thanks for your time.
And in the meantime, we'll be coming out with more videos of new launches. So tune in.
Property Dan.
Property Dan.
Thank you.